All right, I'd like to thank you guys for coming. Thanks for covering BG football. I'd like to begin by we lost a Falcon today. Ed Phillips. Ed was part of the national championship team. Was a great player, super close with Coach Harbaugh. He passed this morning. Had a great life, super successful businessman. One of the first guys that I met when I got here. Really great player, better person, and he'll be missed. But wanted to recognize him. And if I missed anyone in these last couple weeks or anything, I apologize. But Ed is a super special guy.
All right, if we have questions, we got the passable mic here. Just signal if you have a question. Michael?
Scott, obviously, sixth time you'll be coaching in this rivalry. Just how's your just respect and admiration for this game up against Toledo grown over these last 6 years?
Yeah, I've said it since I've been here. You know, growing up in Northeast Ohio, the games that I used to watch were obviously the Ohio State-Michigan game, the Ohio State-Notre Dame, or excuse me, the Michigan-Ohio State game. Gosh, I forgot where I went to school. The Notre Dame-Michigan game at the beginning of the year. Always watched and always went to the Kent-Akron game growing up, so close to Akron U and Kent. And I always followed the Bowling Green Toledo game, and it's a honor to be a part of it. I think it's a great rivalry. I think both schools are passionate about their programs. It's 20 minutes up the road or down the road, however you look at it. Matters where you're at. But it's a great rivalry, and I think anytime that you're able to be a part of a rival game, it's special. I've been very blessed to be at some really, really good places and been a part of some great games. And the exciting thing about this game now is it was so lopsided here a few years ago. Now it's really turned into a really, really marquee, awesome game. 2 years up there was an unbelievable game. Last year here didn't go our way at the end, but that was an unbelievable game. So I think this has the making to be the same. I think this is going to be a great football game. I think both teams are very good. Ton of respect for them. And, obviously we've got to have our best preparation, and we got to have a great week of practice, and we need to go out and play our very best football on Saturday to give ourselves a chance to win. And that's what you want in a rivalry game. I think they probably feel the same.
Just looking at last year's game, Harold Fannin had an outstanding first half, couple touchdowns, a lot of receiving yards. Second half, they shut him down. I guess just how do you make sure to, keep him involved all game? Obviously with Toledo probably throwing some different looks and everything.
I thought last year's game we started out hot, and then obviously we had a hard time blocking them in the second half, and they were able to chip back. We had a pretty good significant lead, and they were able to chip back, and it came down to the last play, just like they're supposed to. And it was a really good football game. Obviously, we would have loved to have won the game, but it was a great rivalry game, and it's the way that game's supposed to look now.
Your guys' pass defense, has played pretty well all year, but especially these last couple weeks. How critical is it having, those veterans like a Jordan Oludokun, C.J. Brown comes in, but some of these younger guys stepping up like Tracy Revels, Edward Rambo, obviously. How nice is that mixture of veteran leaders and some?
Yeah, we're an older football team, so we should play well. And I think we have these last 2 weeks we've played really well on defense. I thought we walked into a situation, there was 2 wide receivers that had a total of like 280 yards, and we shut them down, stopped the run, and were able to pressure the quarterback, force the quarterback out of the pocket, and made him throw the ball away. So I thought we played well on defense, and obviously having older guys that have been experienced, that helps, especially whenever you're walking into this type of rivalry game. There's not too many new faces that'll be on the field. There'll be some, but not too many.
Update on the health of your receivers like Malcolm and Finn and RJ.
Yeah, we're hoping that they all play. You know, that's what we're planning on. And obviously, when we get closer to the end of the week, we'll know for sure. But we're planning on all of them to play.
What are some of the strengths and biggest challenges that you think this year's Toledo team poses?
Well, they're always good. Similar to the past, I think they run extremely well on defense. Very athletic in the back end. Linebackers are athletic. Always impressed with their defensive front. The two inside guys are big, powerful guys that can move, that causes challenges. They always have long, rangy guys on the edge. So, defensively, whenever you flick on the tape, it's pretty similar to what it's been in the past. Offensively, again, I think both quarterbacks are very good. They both throw the ball well, and I think the backs are excellent. Offensive line is generally big and physical, which they're, again, big and physical. Super impressed with their skill. I think their wide receivers present challenges. So, it's not too different than what it's been over the last 6 years. Always physical, always well coached, can run, athletic. The fronts are good, so the quarterbacks are good. So it's a good Toledo team, just like it's always been these last 6 years that we've played them.
Did you guys' game plan change at all, depending on which quarterback plays, and how do you prepare for possibly having one or the other?
Well, they both throw the ball extremely well, and they have their skill guys are excellent. So to be able to stop the run and then control the explosion plays, because their wideouts, they can create them pretty quick. So we've got to stop the run and limit this explosion plays. That's always been the formula in this game. It's going to be whoever wins the turnover battle, whoever wins the explosion battle is going to win this game.
And then obviously you mentioned 2 years ago, big win at the Glass Bowl. You guys haven't won back-to-back games there since 1992, 1994, 30 years ago. How important for this program would having 2 wins in a row at Toledo be for you guys?
I had no idea that, so that's an unbelievable stat. So I had no clue about that statistic. Really not focusing on that. Obviously, this is an important ball game. It's got huge ramifications for the Mid-American Conference run, and it's a rivalry game. So we're going to concentrate on having a great Monday, a great Tuesday, great Wednesday, great Thursday, Friday, and then go out there and let it rip, and we'll see what happens.
How does it feel to have this game back on a Saturday as opposed to midweek?
Oh, it's the best. I'm sure Jason would attest to this. I think this game should always be on a Saturday, and I would play it at noon. But 3:30 will work. But I think it's great. It's great for the Toledo community. It's great for the Bowling Green community. You're not fighting with a Tuesday or Wednesday worrying about work. I think the stadium, their stadium will be sold out. I know ours would be if it was down here. I think this is what a college football rivalry is supposed to look like. It's supposed to be on a Saturday. And I believe the next one's here, and then it's Maction. I'm not sure how they're doing it, but I know it's 2 Saturdays, home and away, and then a Maction. So I don't know how they're doing it, but to have it on a Saturday, I think, is excellent for everyone involved.
And then the Zimmerly brothers are such a cool storyline. You got Kate on your end and then Grant on the other. Can you just talk about that storyline?
Oh, they're great family, and both great kids. One chose one path, the other one chose another. Would love to be a fly on the wall on Thanksgiving to listen to those two battle it out and the trash talking that's taking place. But yeah, they're a great family, 2 good kids. One just chose one way and the other one chose the other. So they're great kids.
Obviously, at the Glass Bowl, probably going to be a packed house there. But considering how well you guys played at Penn State and Texas A&M, I mean, how much confidence do you have in that regard of being able to go into a tough environment?
Yeah, obviously, whenever you're at home, you have an advantage. But you know, we got to just concentrate on doing our jobs, and I think our kids played enough football in enough big environments that, just like I said, you know, you notice it when you walk on the field for the first time. But as soon as that foot hits the ball, things change really quick. You block out the crowd, you block out the distractions, and concentrate on doing what you're supposed to do. So they played in big stadiums, we played in big stadiums. I think both teams will handle it quite well.
You guys obviously did what you needed to do against Kent State last week. Defense showed up. You guys got a few turnovers, which kind of been a missing piece for some of the games.
It has been, yes.
What's that momentum? How important is that momentum going into this week for you guys?
Well, we hope it starts a wildfire, to be quite honest with you. You know, we've done a great job protecting the ball, need to continue to do that. But we just haven't had the turnovers that we had last year. Hopefully that streak starts and starts fast. You know, I think protecting the ball in this game is going to be imperative. The team that protects the ball the best, I think, will have the best shot, along with whoever stops the explosion plays. We have explosion players. They have explosion players. Whoever protects the ball, runs the ball the best, and avoids those critical shots, his team's going to win.
Jamal, I think this is going to be the fourth time you've played in this rivalry against Toledo. You know, how has your just level of respect and admiration, you know, for this matchup grown in your time here at BG?
Respect has gone very high for this team. You know, they do very good things. So do we. So it's always a fun matchup every year. Looking forward to it on that calendar.
Offensively, I mean, obviously Connor's playing at a really high level. You know, Harold and everything, a couple injuries, but, you know, just what have you kind of seen from the offense, you know, especially last week, that can really help you out going into this game?
We had some guys, you know, like you said, with the injuries, we had some young guys step up, so I think that was a huge positive. But getting guys back with those injuries, I think would be a good step in beating Toledo. So.
The offensive line has had obviously ups and downs. There's been a couple injuries, but I think you guys are fully healthy this past week. You know, how important just is that battle at the line of scrimmage, you know, going to be? Toledo has some really good defensive linemen, obviously, but you guys obviously have some talent on the offensive line as well.
Yeah, that's like our backbone of the offense, so I think they keep us going. They keep all the skill position going, so them being back, I think, is a big step. It's a big no.
Obviously, playing at the Glass Bowl, you guys have played there before. Obviously, it's going to be probably a pretty hectic environment being on a Saturday, but considering how well you guys handled Penn State and Texas A&M, is that, like, how much confidence do you have, you know, being able to walk into this stadium knowing that you guys have really played well, not only there but at bigger stadiums?
Yeah, I think it's, you know, another regular game. You know, it starts with practice, our confidence, but I think it's still like another game, just going out there, being confident and playing well on that stage. So
BG's pass defense has really played well this year. You know, there's a lot of veterans out there like Jordan Oladokun, obviously CJ Brown came in, but guys like Tracy Rebels, he stepped up, just a redshirt freshman, played well the other day. Edward Rambo had an interception. Can you just talk about, like, just that balance in talent? You know, you have your veterans leading the way, but you got some newcomers and younger guys that have really stepped up too.
Yeah, like I said earlier, like, we had some past injuries, so younger guys, they're coming up and stepping up. I think it's a good thing to see, you know, them in practice, listening, you know, taking notes. So it's a good thing to see the young guys stepping up.
Is it tough to go against them, that secondary, in practice?
Yeah, for sure. You know, they talk their stuff during practice and stuff, but it's always a battle between them, so it's fun.
Brock, obviously you've played in this rivalry a lot over these last handful of years. You know, what does it mean to you to line up against Toledo, and considering how close the matchups have been the last couple of years, just kind of what does playing in this game mean to you?
Yeah, it's. I mean, every season it seems like this game has been, kind of at a pivotal point in our season. It's huge for us to go out there and win. This is a real rivalry, in my opinion, the best rivalry in the MAC. So, I'm just excited to go out there and get to play in it one more time.
Is there maybe an extra edge considering how tough it was last year losing, knowing that you guys had a great first half, just a tough second half? Is there any sort of extra edge considering that going into this?
Yeah, there's always an extra edge when you go and play your rival, right? And the fact that it's going to be on a Saturday this year in front of hopefully a packed house is going to be just an addition to that. So yeah, there's an extra edge there.
I mean, obviously you've played in packed houses, huge environments like Penn State, Texas A&M earlier this year. You guys performed well on that level. Glass Bowl will probably be pretty packed, but how confident are you guys, stepping into a stadium knowing that, it's probably going to be a hostile environment?
Yeah, I think we've handled it really well this year, so I think our confidence is definitely there. I personally like going into hostile environments, especially when they're packed crowds, and we did really well at Penn State and Texas A&M, and those are two of the hardest places in the nation to play. So I'm not saying it's not going to be a problem because it's going to be loud, and I expect it to be, but I think that's also a little added fun to it.
Defensive line looked really solid against Kent State. A ton of pressure. Overall, just the defense, performed well. I guess what's maybe the confidence level, from these last couple weeks, like at each level, as you get to prepare, obviously, for a tough Toledo offense?
Yeah, we stacked together a couple pretty good weeks in a row now. Versus NIU, we played well, and then versus Kent State, obviously, we held them to 6 points, which was a huge step for us defensively. I think we're playing at a pretty high level, but there's still improvement to be had, and looking forward to improving this week.
You mentioned, you talked about that Kent State game. You guys were able to force a few turnovers, which is something that seemed to have been missing most of the season. What was the difference between last week and the rest of the season, and how do you guys carry that over into this Toledo game?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure if there's anything that was different. Obviously, the turnovers kind of presented themselves with balls getting thrown our way, but the style of defense we play, those things will come, and we've been saying that they're going to come, and we just got to keep getting after it, and then hopefully the floodgates are now open that we can create some more and really add on the turnover number.